All right, welcome back into behind the scenes of Hatter TV. Y'all bear with me, I'm a little under the weather. I probably sound like crap, but the show must go on. And today I want to talk to y'all about the equipment that I started off with doing the golf on Hatter TV, what I'm using currently, and what I'm trying to upgrade to, and give y'all an idea of everything I've done, all the money I've put into this, and hopefully be eye-opening. And in the end, I'm going to ask for some suggestions if y'all are tech people. Everything that I'm about to show you, I had to learn from the ground up. So, when I very first started this channel, as most people know, I played poker and I wanted to vlog, and I went and bought this camera right here. This right here is the Sony ZV-1F. It is the perfect camera to do vlogging. If you were holding it right here, has a little flip screen, as you can see. This is a great camera for that. The problem is, if you can tell, you can't put lenses on it. It's not built for that. It is built to be up close and personal. When I moved to golf, this camera was one of the first ones I tried to use. With it not being able to zoom and not really made to go long distance, it's kind of rough to use. I could use it a little bit. I'm debating on whether I'm going to keep this or try to sell it. It is a very good camera if you're looking to vlog or take pictures up close. It just does not have long range capability. So this right here was the first thing I started using when if you go back to the very first episodes, I had this and probably a GoPro was what I was using. So this camera right here, when I bought it brand new, was $350. After I bought accessories like extra batteries and stuff, I was probably into it for about $450. I don't regret it. If what I bought it for, it worked great for. I love the camera. I might keep it because I can still use it to make thumbnail pictures, stuff like that. But the problem is, when I get to things I'm gonna upgrade, it would probably take this out. One good thing about this is, and one of the reasons I'm thinking about keeping it is when I go on trips and stuff and I want to just catch moments here and there. It's very small, very compact. So I might pack rat this one and keep it. So from that, the next thing I moved on to was the GoPros. I have two of them right now. The GoPros, when I bought them brand new, I want to say I caught one of them on sale for $299. The other one was $350. But these right here is what I use to do the cart cams. They are great for cart cams. The stability when the camera or when the carts are bouncing around and everything is outstanding. The audio they pick up is very good. They're versatile. If I go on vacation, I can use them if I go out in the beach or whatever. They're waterproof, all that. Other options that I've seen is the Osmo, DJI Osmo action cams. I'm just gonna stick with the GoPros. I know how to use them. I'm finally starting to learn how to use them and set them up the right way. And so I love these. I'm gonna pick up a third one because I have a feeling we're gonna be cart camming 3 cams instead of 2 a little more in some videos, and I don't want to miss anything. I want to bring the best content I can. So the 2 handles right here were separate. These clamp grips, these things are awesome. Absolutely love them. They were a little pricey. They're straight from GoPro, but I mean, let's face it, you gotta put some money in to get high quality. For the cart cams, these right here, they'll work until something bad happens with them. Great investment right here. Great investment. Tons of batteries, GoPro batteries. I bought extra. I had a friend of mine. I hope he gets to see this because I want to shout him out. My boy Little. He sent me extra batteries for my GoPros and equipment. Like these right here, you can use these to suction them on, and you can hook your GoPros to these. He didn't have to do that. He's just a fan of the channel and donated that. So if you get to see this, man, it means a lot. I'm still using the batteries, as you can see. The equipment, it's just a big help, brother. Big help. Now, on to, like I said, that's what I was filming with a little bit with my old Android phone. My personal phone is an Android phone. I'm just not an Apple person. I think you're one or the other. Nothing against Apple. I just struggle with it. So from there, I went to get another phone when I started to try to move things. When I started to do stuff with my channel and stuff, I want to have more of like a business line. So I picked up a second phone. I went up to who I go through my phones for is Verizon. They're not the best, but it is what it is. And they had a deal, and I got 2 Google Pixel phones. This one right here, and the one I'm recording on right now. This is what I'm using to record this one and this one. These phones actually are what I'm filming almost all the golf content with now. If you watch some of the videos, you might pick it up. We'll have them on a tripod or whatever. These right here, just starting out, low budget, you can't really beat what I'm getting out of these. The video is pretty good quality. I can record at 24 frames per second. That's another thing. I'm not a tech guy. I don't know anything. I'm learning everything on the fly. So if you really are into watching a channel grow from the ground up, Hatter TV is where it's at. And I'm gonna bring you, that's why I want to do this behind the scenes stuff, because there was a lot of stuff I didn't understand. The frames per second, I thought if I moved them up, it would be better. And honestly, I was supposed to be moving it back down to 24 frames per second instead of 60 frames per second. So one of my videos was a little rough because I went the wrong way. I had to do some more studying. Like I said, I'm just an average dude trying to make a YouTube channel and bring entertainment and memories with my friends. So also I have this tripod. As you might see, there's tape because I broke it. This was my favorite tripod. This one right here, I really loved it, but one of the legs broke on it. Altogether, I probably have about eight tripods. To be honest with you, I'm blessed. I do have a TikTok and they send me some stuff for free. So I saved a little bit there, but a lot of those run anywhere between, tripod, you probably get anywhere between like 10 to 40 bucks depending on the quality, unless you go to the real nice ones. Long term, I definitely need to get some real nice ones, especially when I start to upgrade the quality. But for light, quick, moving around on the golf course, the one there's actually the tripod I used the other day is holding up the phone, or the Google Pixel 9 that I'm recording this on right now. Don't want to miss that side. The phones, those, batteries, the tripods, like I said. Something I did purchase just right now due to pace of play and some other things, and trying to, it's a step process. And there's only, I never want to hold anyone up at the golf course. Luckily, my local golf course is allowing me to film out there, and a couple others have let us film. And you never want to hold pace of play up. That's a big thing. I don't want, as much as I want to make these memories and make a good channel, I really go out of my way to make sure I hold no one up, which we do a great job of. A lot of times we're moving actually pretty quick because of the few items that we're using. Long term, I went and bought my drone right here. It's the Mini Pro 4 or 2, or I think it's the 4. Anyways, it's the DJI Mini, I believe is the name of it. I bought it. It came with the case, 3 batteries. I love the controller. That way you don't have to have it hooked to a phone. You don't have to have a phone dedicated to it. It has its own controller. I've flown it a lot when I went on vacations and stuff, but I stay so busy with everything else, I've not had time to really get out there and fly it a lot. But moving forward, as soon as I get everything arranged right, like I said, a lot of times when I'm out there, it's myself, and usually my friends help set up the tripods and stuff if they can, but it's pace of play and everything, you're moving quick. Hopefully long term, I can work out with some golf courses getting the last tee time, or maybe an earlier tee time than most people, and have a little bit of a buffer. That way I can add the drone. I definitely want the drone, and I'm gonna start taking the drone just to do, if nothing else, the par 3s, just in case someone, won't be me probably, but just in case someone makes a hole-in-one, I definitely want that footage for them to go and show their friends, their family, everybody. So the drone is something that will be added in coming episodes really soon. Me and my buddy Swaggy Mac, he been talking to me, and we talked about from when I first started till now, like the quality is getting there. I'm a little OCD when it comes to that. What's crazy is it's probably the only thing in life I'm OCD about is the quality of the content I'm putting on this channel for some reason. I edit the video. I'm not a professional editor. I'll go through software and stuff. The last episode, if you go watch, I won't go too much in it because there's going to be another episode where I talk about the software I'm using to do a lot of the stuff. But, and I'm going to talk about the thumbnails. I'm going to talk about everything. One thing I do want this to be is I'm going to give y'all, I ain't going to hold no secrets back. Everything I figure out that's helping me, and I found some things that really, really speed the process up and help me, I'm going to share those with y'all. No gatekeeping or whatever they call it. I'm going to give it to you. If I don't succeed and you succeed with my advice, it just means you grind it harder and worked better and did it better than me. No offense, but I just gave you a small nugget. You took it and made it better. I'm not that person. So, of course, want the drone. Going back to software, the last tracers, if you watched last week's videos, the tracers were trash. I promise you, when you watch this Thursday, the tracers are light years better. Using a new program there, I'll go over that. So let's just talk about, before I move on to items that I want to get to upgrade now. let's talk about the money I've invested so far, because that's probably something that if you're thinking about doing this, you're wondering. Between the GoPros, batteries, SD cards, micro SD cards, you got to have a lot of them. And the ones you need for the GoPros are the ones that run real fast, read fast, write fast. You can't get the cheap ones. They ain't gonna work in them GoPros, just so y'all know. So if y'all want to go get some super cheap ones, you're not gonna get the quality. You got to spend some money. It just is what it is. So the drone was a big purchase. It was around like $1,200. And that's tough because I've used it for like personal use some, but I've definitely not got 1,200 use out of it yet. But it's coming. It's coming. We're gonna get there with it, and that's gonna be another upgrade to the channel. Super excited to get there. Might actually get another person to learn how to fly it. That way, maybe if I'm doing something else, I can have someone else flying it or teach them something. Because right now, man, this channel ain't even monetized. We ain't bringing in no revenue. I'm going to go into another episode talking about how we're going to try to get some revenue coming in so we can upgrade things. And long term, I'll do that when I get to the thing. But anyways, back to that. Altogether, about $5,000 is what I have invested. Between the drones, the GoPros, all the other devices, this camera, I'm in for about 5 G's. Now, granted, that's over about a 3-year span, I think. So it's not terrible. But I promise y'all, like, I'm trying my best as, you know, a small-time content creator to upgrade and do things. So now let's talk about upgrades. Bob Does Sports, good. Those are the 2 big golf channels, Brian Bros, all these. A lot of them have dedicated people that are walking around with camcorder style video cameras. They run anywhere between $2,000 to $4,000 on which one you want from what I've priced. But you got to have people dedicated to having them. That's not counting audio or anything, because we'll go into that in a minute. Excuse me, I'm sorry, I'm still under the weather. With my situation at Hatter TV, the guys that are out there playing golf, we're the only ones there. We don't have the revenue to pay someone, and I'm not going to ask someone to come out and do it for free. That's just not right. Time is money to everybody. So I'm never going to ask anyone to come out there and just film unless they're like my personal friend, like Boo Boo done it. But me and him, we got a different thing we work on. So we got a whole nother channel. So he understands the process a little bit more. Hopefully down the road, get the channel monetized, get some revenue coming in. I would like to maybe be able to bring in, you know, pay some younger kids that might love golf or something like that, or find people that are just wanting a little side thing, pay them a little bit to come out, film on a course. Long term, I'd love to get an editor because I'm just not built for it. But right now, I'm a one-man operation. So we'll go into software editing and all that next time. So like I said, we're at $5,000 here. The next purchase I want to get, because things, like I said, going back to camcorder, I'm sorry I got rambling. Might be all the cold medicine I'm on. But the camcorders, it's just not feasible. It would be a waste of money, I think, at this point, because I don't have 1 or 2 camera operators to go around, hold them, and do all the filming, which is fine. That's fine. We're small channel, we will grow. So the camera I want a camera that has better zoom than the phones and stuff. The phones are fine for takeoff, all that, you know, filming behind the golfers and stuff. But to zoom in on them greens, if we're far out and we can't have someone on the green, I'm looking into 2 cameras. There's really 3 options. They're all 3 Sonys are the ones I'm looking at. Like I said, I love this camera for what it is, so I'm probably gonna stick with Sony. You got the Sony A6700, and then the Sony FX30 and the Sony FX3. The FX3, I just think for me is a little too much camera. It runs around $4,000, so I'm probably gonna stay from that. I think I'm gonna go with the FX30 from all the reviews, seeing I've spent hours researching these cameras because I mean that's a big purchase for me. Might be chump change to some people, but the FX30 with the lens that'll give me the zooms that I want, I'm probably looking at between $2,000 to $2,400. So that right there tells you we're pushing up a lot there. The other thing that I definitely want to upgrade, when we get the FX30, which might be when that time comes, but that's what I'm looking at. We get a tripod, and hopefully that'll give us really good zooms onto the greens. That way, not only can you see the takeoff, but you'll have a good landing if we do hit greens. I mean, let's be honest. If y'all been watching us, we struggle to hit greens sometimes. But you need it there just in case we do hit them great shots so you get the footage. Audio is a thing I want to improve. I was actually talking to Swaggy Mac. Swaggy Mac's always been super supportive, you know, give me good criticism and ideas to improve the channel. He watches all the episodes. Shout out to you, brother. I appreciate it. Mics. These right here, these are lavalier mics. These are fine for basic use. If you're just wanting something like making TikTok videos or shorts or whatever, and it's like here to here, those are fine. There ain't nothing wrong with them. You can pick them up pretty much anywhere on the internet, Walmart, anything, somewhere between 20, 30 bucks. I got like 3 sets of those, but those are not going to work on a golf course. They're just not built for that. You ain't getting that type of quality, and I want top quality. So there's 2 different brands I'm looking at, either the DJI Minis or I think they're the Hollywood Mark 2s, or I was looking at them last night. Anywhere between 120 to 200 for whichever one I go with. I tend to go, I used to try to budget shop on everything. Now I'm starting to think it's better just to pay the money up front for the better item, if it is really a better item. From what I heard, these 2 are very, very close, so I might save a little bit and get more bang for my buck. But we'll cross that bridge when we get there. Like I said, a set of those is 1 receiver, 2 mics. So that would be a camera and 2 golfers being mic'd up. I'd have to see how they work picking up maybe the golfer next to them or stuff. See how those work. Maybe we can get away with just having 2 people mic'd. Like if it's 2v2, just have 1 team mic'd, the other team mic'd. But we got to see how that's going to work. If I got to upgrade that and go to 2 sets, 3 sets, you can see where that could definitely blow up the budget. And then with these GoPros, even though the audio is amazing on those picking them up, I would like to add what they call shotgun mics onto them and just kind of knock out some of the wind and stuff like that, take away that issue and upgrade the quality of audio there. There are some things you can do in excuse me, I'm so sorry. There's some things you can do in editing, but there's nothing better than just good quality audio. I'm pretty sure you can get wireless mics for those, but I think I would go with shotgun mics in there because the only time they're going to be picking up audio is right there when we're legitimately like this far from it. So just something to kind of like knock down the, you've seen them. If you watch golf stuff, you've seen the shotgun mics I'm talking about. They say Rode is probably the best ones. So I got to go through and figure out what I'm going to do there. Long term, going to add that for the audio. Audio needs to come up. But as y'all can see, money goes up quick. Like I said, I'll go into the software and the money I'm spending there. Probably by the end of the year, if I do get the other camera and some other things, I mean, I'm probably looking at another $5,000 in upgrades. So getting the channel monetized, getting some revenue coming in other ways with the support of our community would be great. But I mean, this is the real deal. This is what it's like to build it up from the ground up. I hope you enjoyed this episode. I know I've rambled. The cold meds, the Sudafeds whooping my butt, but I wanted to put this out here. The next one will be about the software, and then I want to talk about the stuff I'm using to do the tracers. That way, if you are trying to create a golf channel, I'm going to show you one that is idiot-proof because I'm an idiot and it looks pretty good. And it's super easy to edit around with it. So we'll talk about that. And then after that, we might get into some of the ways I'm going to try to make some revenue, see if I can get the community to help me out. I've already had a little bit of help, but we'll get to that. But appreciate y'all for tuning in to Behind the Scenes of Hatter TV. Hopefully you enjoyed this. I probably already said that, and I'll see y'all next time.